Good morning, sweetheart. I hope you're having a good day and feeling good. Hopefully, we were both able to get some good rest. I feel like I got some decent sleep last night. Not that I'm necessarily feeling eager for the gym, but I'm feeling up to it. How about that? I'm excited to do it with you. Um, Working out by myself, I wouldn't say I dread it. I do not look forward to going to the gym, but I've been excited to go with you. You make working out a lot better. Um, and I did manage to finish Deadpool and Wolverine last night. Probably the second best out of the three movies. I don't think you're into Deadpool at all. The first one was very good, and this one was just nice because it was nice to see Wolverine again. Even though Hugh Jackman is in his 50s doing this, he still plays a good Wolverine. Um, and then you remember we were talking about the two parties that Nina was having. She was doing a Friendsgiving and also a Christmas party. And we pretty much committed to the Christmas party, and we were holding off on Friendsgiving. She has canceled the Friendsgiving, so that's not even happening anymore. She posted on Facebook this morning that it was canceled, and I messaged was like, "Is everything okay?" And she said that she just had a lot going on and needed the time to rest. I was like, "Hey, I support that. Hope you get some good rest." Anyway, I was going to share kind of a silly story from my past. And I say silly because the only reason I was having these, mulling this over was because I hadn't done enough Bible study at the time. When I was working at Gold's Gym down on 280, I don't remember how long I was mulling it over. I think maybe a couple of days. And it was just, I don't know if it didn't occur to me to Google it or I didn't know what to search, but I didn't actually like go through the Bible and like do any kind of research when I was mulling this over. Because, when you're at home and you have access to things, you don't think about the thoughts you've had. When you're at work and you're just doing busy work, your mind wanders. That's when I think about things. But, and I don't remember the exact thoughts I was having, 'cause this was over 10 years ago. But I was thinking about how the Israelites were God's chosen people and whatever, whatever. And yeah, the message had been spread, but I was wondering, like, not being a Jewish person, does that exclude me from any part of God's promise or like whatever? And I was like, huh. I wonder if I've just taken things for granted or if I've misread or missed anything because and I'm thinking like there are parts of the Bible I've probably never read, and what if that has like the key of what I need to know? And I was mulling that over for a bit and wondering about it. And it just so happened that I was mulling all this over at the end of March. And I I don't mind people to know about my birthday, but I don't like get excited about it and go tell everyone, "Oh, guess what? It's my birthday coming up." Um, like I'm the type of person, my it'll be the day of my birthday, and I'll forget until someone messages me, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, that is today." Like so, I hadn't told anyone at work that it was my birthday. I just showed up, did my shift, and I'm doing my normal thing. Nobody knows, so nobody said anything about my birthday. But I've been mulling this over in my mind, and it was getting to the point where on my birthday when I was working and mulling it over, I was like, this is actually starting to bother me. I need to look this up because that does bother me. And this lady is leaving the gym and she looks at me and she says, "Is today your birthday?" And I went, "What made you ask that?" And she said, "Is it? Is today your birthday?" And I said, "Yeah. How did you know?" And she said, and I wish I could remember the verse, but she said, "Look up this verse, happy birthday." Turn around and left. Now, I don't know how much you got in this. I got it a lot more working at Target than anywhere else. When I'd have people come through my lines at Target, I'd frequently had people get, "Here's a verse, here's a verse, here's a verse." And I know they meant well, but I'm like, I can't look up everyone's favorite verse. So normally I just be like, whatever, and not worry about it. but she knew it was my birthday. How did she know? And it made me just really wonder. So anyway, I got the Bible app on my phone up, and I looked up the verse. And it was probably in Romans. I wish I could remember. But it was talking about how through faith everyone is brought into God's family, and you know, it made me feel a lot better. But it was a really cool experience for me, because if she hadn't said something about it being my birthday, I was just in such a routine of people tell me their favorite verses, and that's great, but I'm not going to look them all up. But because she said it was my birthday, she got that message from God. She knew. That made me look it up, and I was grateful for that. I was thinking about that because I started reading through Romans. I've gone through the first 3 chapters, and it's been talking about how, through faith we're brought into Abraham becomes our spiritual father. Even if we're Gentiles, it's not a genealogy. Wow, I can't say that word. Genealogical matter. It's a matter of faith. It's not bloodlines, it's faith. Because Abraham was declared righteous through his faith, not through his works. We're brought into the family through faith, not by works or bloodlines. Which, love that. And I had a new question, and I may have an answer, and I want to see what you think. So, as is common throughout the Bible, God is described as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And yes, Abraham is the father of the nation. He had faith, which was credited to him as righteousness. But there were other people. For example, Moses. Moses had great faith. God spoke to him in a way he never spoke to anybody else, right? He even let Moses see the back of him. Like, they were pretty tight. But we never hear the God of Moses is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Old Testament, New Testament, talking about the family of Abraham, the children of Abraham. Gentiles are grafted into the family of Abraham. Abraham becomes their spiritual father. It's all traced back to Abraham. And I was wondering, why do we always go to Abraham instead of anybody else? Not that I have a problem with Abraham, just curious. And I think it's because of the covenant made. Because that was, we have records in the Bible where there were other people outside of Abraham's family who were followers of our God. When the Israelites were traveling, I forget the guy's name, but the king goes to the prophet or priest or whoever he is. It's like, I need you to prophesy basically doom and destruction over them. And he says, I can only prophesy what God tells me. So, there were other followers of God and apparently, doing the right thing, not just paying lip service, whatever. But it's that covenant. Abraham was the first one. God said, I'm going to make this covenant with you. I'm going to, establish this through your lineage. And it that made me think a little bit about the importance of our word to God. Like when we say we're going to do something, clearly, anytime we give our word, it's important, right? Like I'm not trying to say it didn't matter before, but just the significance of what our word should mean. Jesus even talked about, don't swear on, these things and have the technicalities. Like, just let your yes be yes and your no be no. Like, your word should be good enough, because that's how God has established things with us. It's just on your word. I don't think we have anyone in our lives right now that's a big thing for us. Like someone abusing their word. But it just made me think about it. It was an interesting thought, and maybe a good reminder, like, be careful of what I say. Don't overpromise, just be upfront with people. This is what I feel I can do, and this is the effort I'm going to put out for you, and that kind of thing. So anyway, I've talked long enough about that. I probably bored you. But if you have any other thoughts, aside from the covenant, I'd be curious to know if you have any other perspectives. Because I feel like you in a lot of things have better perspectives than me. I learned a lot from you. And I was going to end with another question. So we got, what was the worst haircut or hairstyle you ever had? And you may have a good answer for that. I really don't, but I'll tell you why. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of me, like high school or younger, but, well, actually, I can give you a better example. Jacob's hairstyle, I just had my part on the other side. So my part was here and combed over to the side. My entire childhood. I would want to change my hair, and my dad would say no. I'd go to my mom, and she said, it's up to your dad. And he wouldn't let me. I even one time said, could I just move my part to the other side just to have something different? Like, I just want something different. Nope. So yeah, I had that hairstyle for 18 years. I got into college, and I finished my first semester with that hairstyle. And over Christmas break or January, like right before we started back to school for the second semester, I went and got my hair cut. When I was there, I said, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. And I said, do you think we can get my hair going back in some kind of way? And he said, yeah, how do you want it? I said, I don't know, I just want it going back. And so when you met me, the way I wore my hair then, that was when I started that. And I didn't even tell my dad I was going to get it done. I just did it. And I showed up back at the house, and he saw me and he goes, oh, your hair's different. I said, yeah, this is how I'm doing it now. And I said it just like that. He said, okay. So I wore that for, let's see, that was, we'll say January of 2007, pretty much. Until, when did I start cutting my hair short? 2013 or 2014, somewhere in there. And I started buzzing my hair. So I've had like 3 hairstyles my entire life. And those were the 3. Going back was just something I thought I could pull off, because I don't feel like I could pull off a lot of hairstyles. But I wanted something different, something that was mine. And then buzzing was just because I had to use the hair dryer every time my hair got wet, because my hair is so curly and I've got like 3 or so cowlicks. I got tired of the effort, and I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I just buzzed it. And nobody liked it. But I've kept it, and I guess I've kept it long enough. Even you've said, that's just what works on you now. But anyway, I have drugged this out way too long. I'm looking forward to seeing you later. Don't forget, we need to get your library books when we head to the gym. But I will talk to you later, and goodness, I love you.